People, my name is Kale Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Abeka Group of Companies and Sammy Flex TV present September to Remember. And in September to Remember, Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. ATM wakonya na oni yako Dubai. Na wako shewa nisu adie. Na fe ya sansu adie niabo. Na yebeko tour places biti se Desert Safari, Dubai Frame, Atlantics Water Park, Dubai City Tour. Na fe yacht party nsu tietia. Na ya sansu party in the cloud. ATM ayen komani ya mekanchiro. Da be ya September to Remember. Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. Na ya basu 24th September. Dikosi 29th September. Annie. Enti for any reservation. Anasen chirichirimu bia. Any fresh huma true for we. 0243 514732. Ana plus 971 559 494061. Proudly sponsored by Sankofa Restaurant, Taste Africa, Ohineba Judgement TV, and Afe, Edike Media. September to Remember Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. Ebeye kikim.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fa check it. Fa check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, check it. Fa check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer, check it. Fa check it, check it, check it. Push sugar level, fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Select glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Well, one of the times that we have to sit and to discuss our issues in our creative industry has been presented to us here on Sammy Flex TV. And I'm here with my people, Abbas Muiz, as well as Nana Reagan, a three-man squad, for us to do justice to the agenda of the day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the good thing is that you can also join this discussion where you can also suggest your opinions to us on these topics on board for discussion. Topics that are surely going to bring development and growth into our creative space. And I want you to know that this can only be gotten here on Sammy Flex TV. So thanks for being a part of it. Tap Tap Send is holding us down on this channel. So if you are watching and you are thinking about sending money from abroad to Ghana, get the app downloaded on your phone. That is Tap Tap Send. Put in your bank details. Use the promo code SammyFlex and run things if you are a first timer. Meanwhile, we are also planning on a tour to Dubai come September 24th through to September 29th. It is called September to Remember in Dubai. It is something I know you would love to be a part of. Try it today and thank me later. This is what we do with our partners, Abeka Solutions, all the way in Dubai. You can also call us on our number on the screen. Let's make you a part of the business that we are going to do. Your plane ticket, your visa, your insurance, hotel booking, and all the tourism facilities that you'll be visiting. Everything is catered for just for you and for you alone. Guys, so welcome. This is Showbiz Daily here on Sammy Flex TV. Now let me go on straight to introduce my people so we can start vibing. Nana Reagan already is in the studio, road manager for Wendy Shea, also a journalist, event publicist, and more. And I have man like Abbas Muiz. Abbas Muiz is also an event person. He is a talent manager as well. With my team of producers, Digital Rasta Currency, who is on camera, and Richie Flex, who is the editor, director of our shows here on Sammy Flex TV. So guys, welcome and let's run it hard. The other day, Love said she loves it when we are three because it looks cool on the set. Yeah. Hey, Love, how are you? Oh, yeah, no cancer. Well, so that is how we are about to start today. So, some interesting topics on board. Let me see which one that we can even start with first, and we take it from there. Well, let me start with what Abbas was talking about. Abbas was on the phone even before I introduced him into the conversation, and let me start that conversation with him. So because he's gotten some third-hand information, we can also use it to do our discussion. Let me read this story first from Graphic Online, and after we can continue running affairs. So Richie, let me read Trigmatic story. Trig, he has been an industry person giving us hits upon hits, but at the moment he is not in front of the microphone like that. He is rather behind the microphone as an executive, doing things all over Africa, sometimes in Zambia, sometimes in South Africa. Like, it goes all over Africa, and I think we need to commend him in doing other things as well. So let's read the story. He says, I would have been hungry if I focused on only music. And this is a story published just yesterday, 9th August 2023. And the story reads, it has been more than 5 years since rapper Trigmatic had a big song, but he says he is not bothered by that because he is making money in other areas. In a recent interview with Graphic Showbiz, Trigmatic, who is known for songs such as My Life, Ginger May, and Gimme That, said jumping on stage is not his priority now, since he is working on other ventures, which is equally bringing in money. Now, jumping on stage is not my priority at the moment. I want to leave a legacy, and I know I am on the right path. Apart from my rice business, which is doing well, I'm also into other things which fetch me money, and I'm so happy I never boxed myself into doing only music at a time. Very soon, Ghanaians will know what I have been doing behind the scenes. I recently met with Mr. Easy of Nigeria and other big giants in the music industry, and something big is about to happen, he told Graphic Showbiz. And he said, asked if he would go back to radio. Trigmatic, who worked at Vibe FM and YFM for 4 years, said radio was the last thing he would consider, no matter the amount of money he was offered. I resigned from YFM because I couldn't continue working for people. It is about time I became my own boss, and I am happy where I am now. However, I've held several music business dialogues, and I get invitations from other countries to speak on music business. Gradually, we are getting there. As for going back to radio, I don't think I will do that, he told Graphic Showbiz in this interview. So I want us to pay attention to the music side of things and not the radio side of things. Yes, radio there. I know that is how it will be, no matter how he sees it. It is not by force to just go and sit on the radio and people be shouting at them, yeah, you come back now, you are hungry. So that one, it is not even new. Now, the other one where he said he would have been hungrier, or he would have been hungry if he was only doing music. I am asking myself that such statement, does it make our industry look good to the outside world? So imagine, maybe you have somebody that you are talking music business with, maybe investment with here and there, and the person goes around and he comes across such headlines. Would you think, if you tell them to bring their $500,000 or $1 million into you, they'll do it? That is the question I want to ask. Abbas, you just finished talking to Trig, I guess.
Yes.
So, what did he say away from what is published?
Yeah, there are two things I took serious in whatever he said, or paid more attention to, let me say it that way. But before I go to him, please just dash me just 1 minute. I would like to, first of all, thank you very much for what you did for me 1 week ago today. It was my birthday, and you showed me a lot of love. I'm grateful. I think this is the first kind of it on television for me.
I know.
Then the second one goes to Blazer. He started the day with me on that day, give me a nice haircut and everything. His place is just opposite West. Blazer, yeah.
Okay.
He did a nice haircut for me.
As part of the birthday celebration.
As part of the birthday celebration.
So will he continue?
We are looking forward to do things like that to come into
tell
our
him he
life.
should continue.
Yeah.
Tell him that he should continue. So anytime you appear on set, you give him mention. What can Blazer haircut? We will come there soon.
Very important. The last one to Sam or Nana. In England, in UK. Okay. Thank you very much for the support. And to Ajia, I'm grateful.
Miss Ghana.
Yeah, Miss Ghana. Yeah, they started. You know, my baby girl sang happy birthday to me.
Oh,
and I think that day I felt the importance of paying school fees. it feels, I don't know, it feels different way.
Yeah, man.
So now when I sleep and I'm just smiling, I enjoy that thing.
School fees no more.
So basically, that's it. Thank you very much. I'm much grateful for the opportunity.
Don't mention.
You know, immediately I saw the topic, I was like, no, I need to reach out to him. When I called him earlier on, it looks like he was busy on phone. So I tried again and I got him. My line cut, and he himself called me. Then I said, no, the gentleman is serious. So we spent a couple of time on phone, and it was like, okay, the only two things he was talking about, one was diversification. The two also was education. He said through the things he has been doing, he had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Easy, and Mr. Easy actually educated him on a couple of things. And all of us will bear witness that Mr. Easy has been doing well. He's one of the richest, if he's not the richest musician, but not a musician who is rich on music. That's what all of us need to understand. Mr. Easy is the richest musician, but not on music money. Because of diversification he has done, it is worth it. So it is also good that someone like Trigmatic, who is a typical Ghanaian musician, who do typical Ghanaian music, and also speak on Ghana, because I know there's an alliance for music, something that is leading with a couple of people, and he even joined the forefront for the fight of music. I've been on a couple of platforms with him where he pushed the Ghanaian music agenda. Learning and listening to Mr. Easy is not easy, because I've had a couple of opportunities, and I know those people, they take certain things serious. And Mr. Easy is also investing into the music business. You have artists, you have apps, you have things that is investing, because he wants the system of whom we know him for to be better off. And if someone like Trigmatic is learning from him, then it's better. Apart from that, also he has diversified. He's doing other business, rice farming, and other things that I'm also aware that he's into some app development now, which allows content developers to be on and all the stuff. I'm privileged. I'm one of those privileged who are able to get in contact with him earlier when this app all thing started. But he's not going full flat, but it's basically on content, which is going to rivalry a lot of content platform. But they are focusing on us, and this platform also pay. So if someone like him is talking about diversification, not we living music and go do other things, but he's saying that if you get the music money, how are you spending it? How are you reinvesting it? How are you focusing on other things? You are creative, so okay, it's only music you're going to do. Someone like Shatta Wale has been able to diversify. We are all seeing public, anytime he speak about real estate. Anytime he speak about Shazi. And we know definitely he'll be investing in a couple of things. How are other musicians doing it? We also saw people like Zara doing clothing outline, doing some
Horlicks water some time ago,
and so forth. Is he also like we know his best friend is Captain retired Prince Amuabin, who is also a business mogul. I'm sure that they are teaching him ways and means that he will invest and sustain. So how are other upcoming musicians doing? What are they doing to sustain themselves? So if the direct music money is not there, and you are living for a whole year, you are not called for a show, you don't have a hit, how do you still sustain yourself? How do you still make money? If you're a creative person, Abbas, you are not getting artists to manage for a year, how do you survive? How do you sustain yourself? So these are the things that he's speaking about, but he's not speaking on how he's going to leave the entire industry. And if you ask me personally, I buy into such an idea because one of the things I've come to realize, which is very difficult, we are the last thought on people's hierarchy of needs. If somebody wants to be happy, is happy when the system is happy. So the person will first of all think of what he will eat, where he will sleep, the security, before he will think of listening to music or watching movie.
Yeah.
If the person doesn't have if there's not even a peaceful country, people will not watch the movies, listen to the music and so forth. So it is in our bid as people in the creative space need to ensure that our system works. So if other people are preaching, hey, let's go and scatter the country, hey, don't scatter it. Because if you scatter it, we are those who will suffer first. If people are saying, oh, let's do this, you say, don't do it, because we are those who will suffer. And if people are having hardship, I think we are the people who are supposed to be calling for cool system. Because right now, if people are complaining about buying fuel, vehicle, dollar rising and so forth, which money are they coming to spend at concerts? Which money would they spend at theater production?
Disposable
comedy
income.
shows?
There wouldn't be any disposable
What
income.
are they going to do? So our life is dependent on that. Then also looking at the economy or the situation we find ourselves currently, whether it's Ghana, it's Africa or global situation, we also need to diverse. Say nyakubo ya adumana 1 or 2 show be pay line. Now unyeska artist manager oji udia. Kope bibi na also over nye directly entertainment, because entertainment is scanning for the next 6 months, because ni na there are period that money don't even come at all. And it's not like it's anybody's fault, but because of the cycle of our system, after February going some period, she come back. And June, July, August, September, sometimes she come back because most of the time there's summer. So any na Ghanaian abroad, because when they want to have fun, and Ghanaians don't know how to stay at home. They say na December, inflow be shows crab brusu. Artist back to me be crap as be my name. Artist manager call to me another artist manager call to me for us Charlie handle me way mammy ending for way and the way mammy for crowd to me from. But and yes all the year. So December scanning bar. When you have a lot of money during December, what do you do with it? Do you just chill with it, buy food with it, or you just spend it also like the one who is having fun?
Okay.
Say okay during our harvest time. Yes, we are farming your cocoa season. Your cocoa season in Dura. They will behave like the ants or will behave like other animals. That in the time no on dino or tubusa, or we save some and we reinvest, we push other angle. So me, I would say we should look at it from the angle it speaks about, but not the angle where he say we should abandon our music. No, we can't abandon our music. And if you look at him, he has not abandoned the music.
Yeah.
So
How do we make the people who are outside the industry not become scared of such statements? Because if, like I used as an example, you want to convince someone into the industry, and someone who has been in the industry for decades is telling that, hey, if I had only concentrated on this, I would have gone hungry. What does it mean? Does it mean that in this our music industry here in Ghana, nobody can say I'm doing only music and they can still survive? Are we certifying that?
Now, the truth also in the world or in the economy state we all are in now, there's no any industry that is independent on its own. You cannot do one particular business in the world currently and be reliable on it. Say, oh, media me pure water into pure water nana me.
Are you sure?
Yes. Ubepe rubber. This company that is producing this, when they buy the baby product from the company, they blow the rubber themselves. Those days, some people's business was to blow the rubber, and they will go and buy from them. But now they blow the printing. Those days is people's business. Obi ye printing kwa wo Malata Newtown. But you see, I sang for any energy. I do no more obi printing press or more printing way more million copies every day. But you see, how much company in air bottle. Air printing, so that water company cannot really say or no the insurance kwan or ejuma or ensure retail any nyama. Say brand of water beer or franchising. wo potem ebi apotem aye we omo di ma omo ma right no anka first omo nyesa omo kwa no mo ye nsu no mo ba fa factory no mama distributors but omo say hwe anka ye yes ankwa ye wo be di here say see ano minimum water company say see omo to trucks on their own no omo di ama drivers into omo wo plant pool like my friend is drivers omo managing no but o managing a separate company who here goes for crow way so omo no mo di come out but what you omo to say truck system na but omo yi so ama but omo product na no mo di eden omo di twen that specification because one nya ni sa nhwe ni ama eboaboa wundwuma na say na be koso a wo ye economy obebre because if your job dependent on somebody obebre the idea here catch and say we are capable as an industry yet to me develop it or to me to money but the edition would team say yeah you wa hakra no ye akwatara and say we are not handicapped say we can't think out of the business into me most of the time I've done a couple which you know the moment you tell me oh you want to manage that and say okay yempe sound and count obi wa currently I mean in Casabas ono so your friend Abbas me say no my production content ni sanema until we are ready for sanema ni ayeden ni akasa but don't bring me and say okay you are bringing me talent alone ni ahwe do you get me and now say talent now we dey na development level say development we focus on developing the artist and you say you want revenue out of it now but if you want revenue we need to do this that to sustain the revenue. It is a say no that's I mean entertainment business oh yeah talent manager says here it links the job together we a media person we a pandit we a creative content creator ni na no the same industry but obi hwehwe say won kwa say about we are artist manager ujina artist manager so but my first certificate I had in this industry is a journalist certificate. Journalism certificate and Namiwo as my first diploma certificate. Namiwo. But I've never really used it. Until this time, they say no. Me kwesi Abbas, if you continue to go in one way,
well, so I think Abbas has enumerated some wonderful points as well. Let me go on to Nana Reagan. Let's listen to what Reagan will also add to the convo. Nana, how did you also see it? And again, my question is, how will the outside world see our industry with such statements?
Let me first greet our viewers. I think the story compared to the explanation Abbas is giving is a bit different. Yeah, different. There are some difference in terms of the understanding. I mean, understanding exactly what Trig was trying to put across. If I understood Abbas very well, I think what Trig is saying cuts across every sector. It is the right thing for every individual to do. When you get into business, when you get in fact, it doesn't matter which field you belong to. Today, the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, Beckham, and all those people are known as footballers, but the business that makes them rich is not just football money.
Okay.
Yes. People are, we have a lot of, in fact, let me even use our own as someone. He's a footballer. He has pure water, water companies. He has other product companies and all of that. Despite media, they have food companies. They have other things. So the thing is that, if you are growing and you have money, you need to expand your territory. Like try and venture into other areas, invest into other areas, and make more money. I think that is what Trig realized he has done aside the music business, and it has worked for him. So I see him to be appreciating the fact that he was able to make that right decision coming up as a musician, and not to put any negative image on the music space that if you focus on music you will go hungry or something like that. I mean, I would have wished that he would have said it a different way. I mean, per the story that you read to us, I would have wished that the caption came in a very different way, because like you are saying, other people will see it and they will read, different meanings into it. but that's not
That's
exactly
scary
what,
meanings.
yeah, scary meanings into it. That's not exactly what he meant. Investors can even see this story and decide, oh, okay, then their field is not lucrative enough. Oh, let me go and
Look for
invest
something else.
into
Yeah.
catfishing, farming, or something. So, what Trig did, Rasami, it is good. In fact, every person running any company or any career should learn from what he have done. In fact, that is what every rich person is doing now. Mention 10 rich people in the world, and you will know they are all not doing one thing. They get in fact, they have their success from somewhere, and then they will start putting it elsewhere. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, all these people, they just follow their businesses, what they are doing, and all of that. You know, something made them. So I would have wished that Trig would say that, okay, yes, music pays. Music pays. If you work right in a music business or in a music space, you can get money, and even with such monies, you can invest right into certain other areas, and you will make more money. But the way the writer, I don't want to say Trig, because the understanding
He gave Abbas,
is wrong. So I want to focus on the writer, the kind of headline, and you know,
they want to position
the way they want to position the story,
and the way the headline will be understood.
Yeah,
in the main story.
I mean, it's a bit scary for our space, especially when it comes to business conversations and all of that. So I would have wished, because I know certain musicians, let me even use my own Slim Buster. He will tell you every day that whatever he has in the world, it is music.
Music that gave him.
I can also mention my boss, Bullet. He will tell you that everything he has in this world, it is through music. It doesn't mean that they haven't faced challenges or they are not facing challenges. But what it means is that they have been able to achieve something through music, and they've used whatever gains they had to do other things, and then they are living good lives. Yeah. You understand? So first of all, I think we need to appreciate the fact that when you work right in our space, you can also make something. And then when you make the money, how you use whatever revenues or gain profits you get is the
very important.
Yeah, very important thing that we need to discuss, because a lot of people are in boxing that they had so much money
from boxing,
but
millions of dollars.
Yes, but in just some few years to come, then these same people will be counted as one of the poorest people or sports persons in the world. Even in football, we can mention a lot of players that who were very rich in their prime time, but when they retired and they hang their boots, they are all poor people. So any field that you find yourself, it depends on how you use your profits. In fact, if you are selling coconuts and you want to use your profits wisely or very, very well, you will make more money. If you're a doctor and you don't use your money wisely, the profit you make wisely, you will be poor.
Despite the fact that you have your doctorate.
Of course. So I think it's about how the individual manages their finances and all of that, like the kind of investment they put their money and all of that. So I think Trig is just saying that he took a very right decision as a musician, and what he's saying, it is critical, because there are some of our musicians that don't have this kind of mindset. They don't have this understanding and don't have that focus, because what they think is, okay, today I have a hit song, people are called, the demand is there, people are calling me for events. When I take the money, I chop. I'm waiting for another promoter to call me. When I get the money, I chop. That one, you'll be hungry.
Because one day the hit will not be there.
It will not be there. You will be putting out bangers and the bangers will not be banging. You understand? So let us know how we will use whatever little monies we are making from every area. I mean, from all walks of life, whatever thing that you are doing, even if you're a food vendor. Know if you want to go and invest aside your food vending business, know what you are going to invest in and know how you are going to cash out. If you want to invest into betting to
bet wisely.
Bet wisely.
Well, so I think yeah, these are the points my people have made. Sometimes some of the statements are the things we want to say, but the way they come out, they have the potency of creating some confusion in the minds of people. Because I, just like Dana Reagan was able to give us some names, who he is so sure that it was only music that catapulted them to the level they have gotten to. I also know of a lot. Music did it for them. But when someone sees, the person will not say like, okay, it is only Trigmatic's angle that he's looking at this from. But the person will generalize it and let it be like, hey, so now in Ghana, you can't do music alone to succeed. If you do music alone, you'll be hungry. If someone hears this who is about to pump his money into the industry, trust me, the person will not be comfortable. But then I trust my panel members as usual to do justice to what is on board. Now let's move on to point number 2. And man like Oseba, the Zara man, is in the news, aka combination is a calculation. Now let's listen to what Oseba Zara man is saying. Oseba Zara man is saying that when it comes to movies, he is a sucker for movies, or better still, let me say he is a fan for movies or fan of movies. But unfortunately, he doesn't watch Ghanaian movies. Rather, he prefers to be watching Nigerian movies. And when the journalist or the interviewer asked him that, Oseba, why don't you like Ghana movies? Oseba said that it is because Ghanaian movies are full of insults and abuse. In fact, verbal abuse. When I heard this, I said to myself that, are Ghanaian movies still insulting people? Are these things not things of the past? And if they are things of the past, how do we change that perception? Because just as Oseba the Zara man, who is very influential in our industry, is keeping this perception and even preaching it in interviews, if we are not quick to take people's minds away from such perception, it goes on like that, and it will continue to worry and disturb our creative industry, especially the movie department. Well, whether you also agree that even currently our movie industry is full of insult and abuse, you can also share. But as I sit here, if you ask me, I think the insult and abuse in our movies, now they are gone. If you are following today's movies, nobody is doing insults. It is either they are doing comedies or they are telling real stories. But unfortunately, people still have this mindset. What kind of PR machinery can we put into this to disabuse people's minds from the fact that now our industry is no more one of an insult industry? Let's watch this interview, except of the interview from Attractive Mustafa and Oseba the Zara man. And when I come back, I ask the views of my people that what do they think about this? Are people still insulting in our movies currently, or they are things of the past? And how do we change this perception? Watch it. I'll be back.
Who said musical events are because we Ghana in what is the reason? Who said musical events are because we Ghana in what is the reason?
Oh, me penyum papa, you know. Say invite me kwa meba. Yeah.
What about football movies?
Football me like me dey enyum and a movie. Yeah. I like watching movies a lot.
Okay, you like watching movies? Is it Ghanaian movies?
Not really. Nigerian movie.
Nigerian movie. Now I don't think I'm Ghana movie.
Ghana movie no bebre na temudidie no doso. And with the Nigerian movie no, I'm a lot of experience.
Because of Atemdidie, you end up not learning anything now.
Yeah, but I know when you ban Timinche because you're not Atemdidie no. Some Abua sebi kwasiane sa de aklatwa enye fine. Enye ni nyina but bebre no. Nti ana enu nti ama menhwe na se bibia. But the funny one to say Mr. Likey ni ade even though I tell you Atemdidie but because say fun nti me tie kakra na Atemdidie ba na me ye fio.
Well, so that was the interview between Attractive Mustafa and Oseba the Zara man. Now, Regan, are we still insulting people, or these are things of the past? And how do we change this perception?
Well, movies are supposed to be telling stories or the culture of a certain people. So, I think it would depend on what kind of movies you want to watch. I love watching Nigerian movies, and the kind of Nigerian movies that I love to watch is the rituals, the Kanayo type of movies. Somebody who doesn't believe in some of these things, who is even a Nigerian, can see that he doesn't like watching Nigerian movies because it is too rituals. That doesn't mean that the Nigerian movies are doing bad. That is the understanding that I personally have. There are Ghanaian movies on Netflix that are doing so well. I mean, Keteke, that Lydia Forsen was the lead role, for instance. It's one of a
Peter Sedufia.
Peter Sedufia.
So there are, I think it depends on the individual. And listening to Osebo, I think he likes the Kumawood kind of movies or characters. Let me say, not the movie. Maybe he likes the individual characters, but maybe when they are put together in a film, he has problem because of the story they are telling. Their dialogue and all of that. It is reality. What he is saying is the truth. At some point in time, I think the producers, I don't know if I should blame the producers or the directors, were just coming up with scripts or stories that has to do with a kid insulting, disrespecting the elderly and all of that. Because one, the market for that became very, very high. Comedians insulting comic actors insulting themselves, exchanging words also became part of the market demand. So somebody like this man, what is his name? Papaya Nano
that man, man. That's all about Bemaka.
Yes.
Nana
Yeboah. He will. That is the only reason somebody will cast him in a movie. That is the only. In fact, if you look at the recent YouTube and Facebook content skits that they've been creating, that is the only reason why you want to cast him. So you want to put him in a role where he will have the chance to insult and use certain words on people. And people, the audience were loving it. So the directors and in fact the producers and the executive producers who were putting their money in realized that no, when we do such stories, it flies quick. So let us write more of these stories. In as much as it brings a bad image to the movie industry, entirely, I think they were business people. They will also be looking at what will bring them profit, what will bring them gains, what will make them survive as executive producers and all of that. So yes, it was just unfortunate that Osebo was coming across some of these things or some of these movies, but that does not mean there were not other movies that Osebo, the kind of Nigerian movies that he was watching. We have some here. Just that he has his eyes on Kumawood. That is the problem. That is the bottom line. Because if Osebo wants to watch a certain, even recently, Yvonne Nelson came up with a series of movies. Our dancer, Kobirana, came out with series of movies. So if you really want to enjoy the Ghanaian movies, you will not only be looking at Kumasi, what they are doing in Kumasi, but you can still enjoy what Kobirana is putting out, what the Yvonne Nelsons, the Lydia Forsons, and all these characters are putting out. Like I said, we have a lot of Ghanaian movies on Netflix that people are enjoying, and sometimes when you see some of the comments from people, you will also be proud as a Ghanaian. So yes, maybe Osebo was just not aware of some of these things, so he just tried to focus on Nigerian movie because That is what everybody, and you see, that is the psychological word that I am always against. So if you don't take that message, oh, me, I don't like Ghanaian movies because they insult too much, so I watch Nigerian movies. When it gets into people's minds, when it gets into people's head, it becomes a problem, and it would affect our marketing, our distribution. Even coming up with the movie crowd will become a problem.
Yeah. In fact, when I heard him saying it, that is what I was also thinking about that age. They have the potency of killing
of course
our movie industry in general.
Of course, it becomes a problem. The thing is, that was your choice.
You decided to
go and watch those. It's just like entertainment shows. There's Showbiz Daily. There are other ones. Somebody will not watch Showbiz Daily, will go and watch another thing. Somebody too will come and watch Showbiz Daily and say, oh, yeah, Showbiz Daily is the University of Ghana's Showbiz, what. You understand? So the choices you make, I wish he would not blame anybody for it, but understand that, yes, he made that choice that he will watch Kumawood characters or follow Kumawood characters, and that is what their market was for. Like, their market strategy is that. And you can't fault them. You can sit anywhere and say that, oh, it is too much. But that is what is feeding them.
Exactly.
Maybe when they shoot the stories of Nigerian movies, you will not even buy. When they shoot, there was a time that they were shooting this Terminator and robot movies. How many of those movies were popular, like the Chiwas and the Jaku,
the Asama Bagana movies,
and all of that? So I think it has got to do with choice. If you want a good Ghanaian movie, or let me say, if you don't want to watch the insulting one, somebody too loves them. So if you want,
that is someone's favorite too,
of course. So if you want a certain kind of Ghanaian movies, we have variety of Ghanaian movies. Just know which ones that you want. The choice is yours. Don't go and follow movies that are insulted. Even when you go to Hollywood, there are movies that they use the F word and other things like that. Somebody will also say, me, I don't like watching this kind of movie because there's too much F word. They are showing too much, guns and all of that. So I want to watch Chinese movie where they will be doing and all. So I think it was just his choice. So maybe Oseba, instead of you're a Ghanaian, try and support your own, but don't support your own when it is no good. I would have agreed with him if he's saying that the Kumawood movies are not good, like when it comes to production, when it comes to storyline, when it comes to, but for him to say they insult, that is not an excuse enough for anybody to say that they will not watch a certain movie. If the story the person is telling demands that somebody have to insult, they have to insult. Unless you are telling me that, oh, this particular story, the way the settings is, the way you are even putting the story out, you don't need to insult anybody. Then we can have an argument. But if the character have to insult, what stops him? They have to insult. In India, it will be hard to see an Indian character kissing or smooching,
making love
in a movie.
Romantic scenes.
Yes, but people still patronize their movies. In America, it is one of the
commonest
thing. The least chance a character gets, like, he's going to smooch somebody. So I think it's choices. Me, I don't like this Kumkumbagia, this series. I don't like it. Me, I love action movies. It is my choice. I don't like seductive movies and all of that. Maybe in the future when I am in the house with my, you understand.
I get it.
Maybe she can influence me to
watch such
some
movies.
seductive movies. On my own, I don't want to watch any seductive movie. I want actions movie when they will send somebody to go and kill somebody, and that tension. So it is choices.
Abbas, what do you also think about Oseba's statement about our movie industry here in Ghana?
First of all, I'll pick it in three folds. First of all, I would like to tackle him and the PR mechanism he controls. Then second, I'll look at the industry. Then third, I'll look at the audience. Now, first of all, him. I think personally he doesn't know what he carries or what he wears in terms of being a personality in the creative industry. And even his comment is bad comment for the job he does. Because he basically, what I understood him to be, is a costumier. And if he costume these people, and with the kind of leverage he has in the industry, they insult. How many people has he contacted in terms of the actors, the producers, the directors, the executive directors? Because he himself, he wills money. Unless if the money is audio money. He wills money that he can shoot movie. He can shoot Kumawood movie. That will not insult, but that will portray something. Because the Akan culture or the Ghanaian culture, which is being produced through the Ghanaian wheel storyline, is not only about insult. We have wealth, we have other things that we are looking at. You get it? And these are things that he can also help one way or the other. Because I'm sure his influence can carry to get certain properties, certain characters, certain authorities to be able to help in pushing this agenda. What has he done? 2, why is he uttering these words? Did they just ask him and it pop up in his head? Does he know he talking randomly, how it will affect him and the industry is talking about? You get it? So we all need to be careful. I think Zara man need to come back. Maybe you need to get him to talk about this so that we can understand him very well. And correct the statement,
impression.
the impression he has given, and the statement need to be looked at, so that, because the Zara man I know is proud of himself as a Kanakan man.
Yes,
he's proud of himself as a Ghanaian.
Yeah, he's a
proud of himself as a man that promotes
his
own, and the man that gives back to
he
the
believes
society.
in Pan-Africanism.
So is this what he's giving back to Ghanaians, to the movie industry? I know Zara can call 2 or 3 people to finance a movie that he is producing. He can costume a whole movie and we won't lack anything from clothing to whatever. How is he also using the movies to sell his products? Which he can easily do. How many actors or actresses or people in the creative area is called that he has dressed them from head to toe? Do you get it? Whereas, I mean, coming to the industry itself, we are looking at the producers and the directors and so forth. What kind of story are they telling? So let's come to the Kumawood. The kind of Kumawood we have then has changed now. So personally, I believe that the Kumawood, the Zara man is talking about, is the olden Kumawood. The Kumawood that we have now, the current movie Lewin shot is Mr. President. It's not like those ones are here with village. Yes, city life, but it portrays the current Ghanaian president and the system and whatever we have. You get me? Now, a couple of people are also shooting. And now, a lot of people shouldn't forget, because of the YouTube or the kind of era that we are in, we are shooting on-demand products. So Likey and Co are doing on-demand product because it's content in terms of online demand. So more from one on my ABB. There's really no production, hardcore, producers hardcore, camp people hardcore. It's just industry friends and friends. But wow. So they really do not have strictness upon themselves and all those stuff. So are the producers asleep? Are the directors asleep? Are the technical crew, the 5 car, one, are they all asleep? Because right now, are you leaving all your jobs for the actor to do all the jobs? Just because they are the cravers of the relevancy. That 2 minutes now. And now share come out actors be as say Obia our YouTube channel.
Of course, everybody is pushing their agenda.
And Obia is satisfied because Omunya Bibi kakra wom and they think they are doing themselves good. That's why me catch rom as a super said they say bakum. If they want, like there's this lady who is doing typical Akan content. They used to show it on Adum TV. I don't know if they still show it. That's a good series that can be on YouTube or even Netflix, and we all can enjoy it. All the actors and actresses.
The Ellen Che White.
Yes.
Ellen Che.
Yes.
Okay.
She is a real account content. Standard. That woman has a potential that can shoot that Netflix film Nigerian short. Yeah, no, so movie no question. Nigeria for movie called Viral.
Yeah, I know what you are. Shantytown.
No. Almost should be around the Yoruba language.
Okay, continue.
Yes, they shot it was on the Yoruba language. English no. They spoke Yoruba in that movie throughout. But it's number 1 on Netflix. And Netflix gave me a lot of money for it. She's also shooting something that she has the potential that she can shoot it only in a can. Chidi Ebeka but obey you soon Nanama McBrown, obey you soon Majida or country, obey you soon actors, standard production on the abroad for member. One and I shoot to Yasan to a movie. One and I shoot to a 2-4 movie. One and I shoot to be a higher, a dear yum to say Yenny no my way. The golden stool crazy form no one and I should do for an cheap film but standard. Anybody bet me a bonnie since I bet me they call Sony or bet me they call Netflix or bet me a call standard production outside there or bet you $1 million or $2 million or $1 billion. These are the things we need to encourage our people to do. And this kind of production, you have to be fresh Zara man say cost to me in conform. You have quality materials. You have a goodie, you have niama, you share. You dressy properly as a Ghanaian or 2-4 share a copy be a see let's put it in our movie and let's promote. These are the things that the industry need to think of. Now come to the audience. Audience, what are their tastes? And that is why I say we the industry we are asleep because it's here in Nigeria for Formula B a YouTube pack film.
YouTube what?
Pack film.
The
leader of that is Ruth Kadri. All the movies there is no part 2, part 3. One full part movies, but a full story I have to make sure with them. Meaning, year 4 were higher you shoot to movie no. And they are lovable. They are catchy. Say romance. Say one of a movie they call Viral boys pussy and a girl say pussy boy bia you say spending war oba or not to me spending war small boy were blown with just one content. Boy no Emma oba sika spendi oba ben o maska small boy. Oma oba wanye chain sika. Ima bibre o me kasa me say oba no oba ni sika no onye slave queen. Or oba oye lecturer. Oba o chere na de. Akwa say me abas me sponsor me lecturer. Say me person me one and one no wedding no properly. Who slave queen can we do the same thing to you? How you are dreaming to have a man like that in your dream? Wow, won mushi. Wow, won need be trivia. Wow, won nishi. Even in that movie alone, they've taught a lot of people lesson, and you could see how it trend across Africa. And some movie, Ghanaian girls are more sure as film. Be rest assured, say they will be stuck on that platform. So what are we doing to also? And girls no matter some movie in. I'm if you Ghana film. And now our actors are now lobbying hard to be on such content.
Such productions.
See, Majidi mu, Van Vika mu, Akwawe Tony ana your friend say Anthony ana say Tony.
Anthony Wood.
On also say our Nigeria sweet ana sweet crowd on the wakao crowd.
Too sweet
ana wakao crowd. That's what they're doing. So I'm asking them, the Ghana Film Authority, the one, then on we. Say Oba Ghana near say rate will film. Yes say. That's is this secret. Then on we. YouTube Ghana for they be a more rating. Who rate your movie? So what is the way forward? Because the Ghanaian is building a taste on glamour films, and these glamour films are quick. Every week is either Monday or Fridays on such channels they release movies.
Okay, so talking about what Secret Dems are doing, Secret and his people are about to release a movie, Tum. So maybe I'll send the trailer to Richie and then he will play it for people to see.
Wow, thank you so much. So we still hope that our people would continue to change the narrative. Unfortunately, if they sit down for the narrative to go, this is how people continue saying. This kind of narrative, I think it's an old-time narrative.
Yeah.
Like Tetenon and Eka say our movie industry, they are insulting people and blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know who is doing a movie and he's insulting. So guys, let's all come together, change the narrative, and move on together as an industry. Else, a bit higher or tense. Meanwhile, I want us to look at this. For the past days, I've seen several issues around Brand Shatta Wale. Artists mentioning his name, journalists mentioning his name on media platforms here and there. In all these cases, he was quiet. In all these cases, he was quiet until last Saturday, when Ola Michael and his likes on TV started talking about and Sophie's request that some musicians in Ghana, some top musicians in Ghana should be given why do I always forget this? Diplomatic passports. Some of these top artists should be given diplomatic passports because to her, these are ambassadors even more than those who have been voted as creative arts ambassadors. When the issue came up on United Showbiz Live on UTV, men like Ola Michael did not spare Shatta Wale, giving it to him back to back, wotoporiously like that. All this while, we thought once again Shatta would keep quiet, but this time around, he decided to fire back. And in response to him, he's actually released some songs responding to these guys. First, he released a song called This Side. Then he came back again, he gave them Beef Shatta. Then there are other ones. Watch Me, that one I've not listened to it. And there is Coconut. Someone is also telling me Coconut is also another this song like that. Then I've seen some 2 hours ago, he's released Only God. Once again, I'm yet to listen to those ones. But at least, so these are the songs in recent times Shatta has. But this one is a clear this song. This side. The other one called Shatta Beef, or Beef Shatta, is also another this song. Then when these ones came out, some people said, oh, Shatta, maintain it this way. Instead of coming on Facebook Live to talk, that people would rather take their content and go and make money from. Maintain it this way. When they come and they misbehave like this, go online, release songs, put on your platforms, let people also go and stream, and you in turn make money from them. Others are even saying, Charlie, you should even ignore them, just as he's continuously ignored them. Now I want to come back to ask my people, which one would they advise Shatta on, or which one would they consider ideal? Ignoring them totally, or being smart to also cash in on their attacks on him? Nana, you are also moving with talents.
Yes.
Which one would you advise a talent to go for?
Well, I will not advise any talent to ignore any kind of comments that
Or attacks on him?
or attacks on him that is likely
You will not
to
advise a
dent
talent to
his-
ignore?
No. Yes, if I have the powers to advise that talent, I will not advise any talent to ignore such attacks. There has to be a reactions to every actions that, not every action entirely, but certain
Some
some
particular
actions that
actions, yeah.
you know that these actions bring certain
They have
dent on
potential,
your
yeah.
images and all of that. So I like what Shatta did. In recent times, I have said many times that if you're a musician, your platform is your music. That is where you use what you use to send message across to people. So if you think you disagree with anybody at all, if you want to respond, use your music, because we're in the days where already how to rake in revenues is limited. So if you have any least opportunity to make some small amount of money for yourself as an artist, you take advantage of it. So for instance, with what Ola said, personally, I like the position he took to say that the musicians don't deserve the diplomatic passport. But I don't like the how he cited Shatta as an example, and the kind of picture
Examples,
picture he was trying to paint into people's
In fact, I've also said the
head.
same thing.
We
Not
all-
agreeing is normal.
I disagree with Sophie
Good.
on how, and I will disagree with her on any day. We all know who a diplomat is. We know their roles for or responsibilities for every country where they come from. So for you to say that a musician is playing shows or is popular than a minister or MP, so they are more important than, you know, some of our ambassadors. So they also deserve. That is not a good explanation enough to earn somebody a diplomatic passport. So I will forever disagree with him anytime he comes up with such an argument that they deserve diplomatic passport. So yes, I was also with Ola, but like I said, I don't like the picture he was trying to paint into people's head. And that is where I will agree with Shatta's reaction as well. And I like how he did it, using music to react to whatever actions that is coming from anybody. That is your power. That is the platform you have. People would always listen to you and pay attention to you more when you do or you react to some of these issues through songs, and you put it on your platform. They will come and listen, agree or disagree with you, but at the end of the day, you'll still be making money. Than for you to just make a live video and still you have some Ghanaians disagreeing with you. Your fans will support you or defend you, and then some people who doesn't have any business to do with whatever attacks that is going on will rather be making money, and then you, the subject or the victim, will be losing. So I will advise every artist that if you have any reactions to make and you think you can do it through music, do it. Sarkodie did it when Yvonne Nelson released the I Am Not Yvonne Nelson memo, and we all know how he's enjoying. I think it is one of the factors that, you know, gave him the 1 million subscribers on the YouTube.
Yeah, true.
Because people were just rushing to his channel to go and listen to the Try Me and all of that. And when you go, you will not listen to just the Try Me song. You are likely to listen to other songs of him, and you will fall in love with him, his craft. If not him as an individual, some of his songs, you will fall in love with them. Same as Shatta Wale. If you go to them and you want to go and listen, beef Shatta Wale, because you have heard that he's beefing or dissing some industry people. When you go there, you will go and see Melissa today. You will go and see On God. And when you listen to all these beautiful songs, you will love them. So aside the beef, you will still be making some money. I've been preaching this thing in my Beef Nation, you know, addresses and all of that. See, take advantage. Anytime you think you have a beef with somebody, position yourself for. Take advantage of the time.
True.
So yes, I like the fact that Shatta Wale responded, one, because he is trying to tell people that whatever picture they are trying to paint about him, that is not what it is.
Yeah.
So people should not take whatever Ola said about him seriously, and it's good. Shatta's brand is huge. So if you want to sit down for anybody to pass any attacking comments about him and then you just sweep it under the carpet, people will believe what they are saying. People will come to believe it gradually. They will say, oh yeah, that's all Makasa. I'm not alternative, so Makasa. I'm not there saying not here, and I'm not crap on men cash you know. Yes, and that is our attitude. Ghanaians, when there's an issue and the moment you choose to be quiet, they think you are at
That
fault.
is the truth. They take that silence means consent, that kind of thing.
that thing. So many of us in our seminar, you know, I decided, oh, let me just
leave
him. Let me just do my work. They will think, oh, then whatever Abbas is saying is the truth.
The
if it is not the truth, then on back aside. But sometimes it is good to be silent. You should only speak when your words are right. Don't open your mouth out of emotions and just come and say anything at all. Make sure whatever thing you are coming to say, they are valid, they are very solid, and you can defend it at any point in time in your life. So I like what Shatta did, and I want to commend him for it. In fact, if this is the way he's going to continue, a time will come when people are going to attack him. They will think twice. They will think that, okay, yes, now he's not only coming to say Utise Ujointi or Nine said double or anything, but he's also going to make money off me. So you will think, okay, should I allow that, or I should just keep quiet so that he will not come and make money off me or You understand?
Dope.
A time will come, they are all going to sit up and say, okay, if I will go and say something on Showbiz Daily and I'll not get anything, and Shatta will come and insult me in a song, he will make money. When I sat on the platform, maybe I didn't get
anything.
He will come and sing, release it on YouTube and other streaming platforms and make money out of it. So he is making even money out of you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it is good he should continue like this, and I want to commend him for it.
Well, Alas, how do you also advise such a situation? Should he ignore? Should he still also capitalize on them and commercialize whatever he does with them?
First of all, they should not stop.
They should not stop.
They should not stop.
As in the Ola Michael and his people.
They shouldn't give up. They should continue to fire. Because they stopping will allow certain talent also the free will to do whatever they want to do. But they curbing the biggest lion or tiger or the biggest elephant in the whole room. When we give everybody the scare that there are people who are the watchdogs who will cage them if anything happens. So if I really have a genuine thing I want to say to any talent, no matter who it is, I'm going to say it. Because it's not just for his own good, but for the good of the others who are coming. Don't forget, the dog will surely give birth to a puppy.
Exactly.
And if they are growing, we need to be able to tame. So if they are also learning from all these grown-up dogs, and they are wild dogs, and we can't tame them, then there's a problem. Not because they will bite us, they will make us a meal, or whatever, but for the good of all of us. Because how many of us are talk and they chop?
How many of us can do?
Can they eat from? Can they make their meal? Because you being called as a pundit onto a platform, it shows that you have certain level of understanding, knowledge, and that is also food for you. Indirectly, if the platform is paying, so you need to make yourself pricey in such a way that platform be national, at least either you're making some direct or indirect benefit. So this also go to the pundits and then the people who come as panelists on platform that my boss am flex show. So then many say okay, it's monetary directly or indirectly. Then I satisfy myself and I can continue coming. Now to the talent, I won't stop any talent because every talent and their style. So I say, talent, hey, if your style is silence, but at a larger time you come and launch on it and people will revisit it and you give back to them. For example, the Sarkodia methodology. I like that. You forget that he has something for you. When you are fast asleep, then you make a milk on you because the public is actually waiting for him to stay and he's going to say it. The other style is also the Shatta Wale. You say, I say. The Obia Befano depends on the Obia, not you and them. It doesn't depend on Shatta Wale, it doesn't depend on Ola, on what the public will pick. Because the public, there are some public who will listen to Ola. They don't even care whether Shatta Wale come and reply. You can't change their mind. There are some public also who are waiting on Shatta Wale to come and reply, and they will only take what Shatta Wale will say, not even Ola. You get me?
Yeah.
So, Brasami, it is time also to also say your truth and say it. Whilst you are saying your truth also, if I come and speak, what do I gain? That should be your priority. Okay, say, my kasa. Then I'm in. It is a mania A, B, C out of a mania YouTube money, mania social media, they remember Becca. But I say, a family home. And I say, me, Sesama, Obia Casemo, and you can for be break now who's our platform, any panic. Why should I come and talk on that? Because Obia can studio here. Over 1 million or plus people don't watch it. It's less than 100,000. The Nami Makokan will make platform over 1 million people. And in Nipa Bibre, out of that million, half of that million will come and look at what the person has done because they need to just oppose
what you are saying, and what has happened.
You either make that person one popular because those people have seen the eyeball. Two, you have also made that platform that brought the person there. So you are encouraging that platform to bring people like that all the time. But imagine saying Bana Kasa, Ubia and Share, Ubia and Council, and the session a year council. They say Ubia and Council, Ubia and Dream. It's because Shatta Wale has replied. That is why we are all talking about it now. So Ubia or Share is here, and we want to go and watch Olani Diano. And no I share Shatta Wale then, no I share yes here there, no they are just opposing whether whatever we are saying makes sense in support of Shatta Wale or so. And yes, me I'm not supporting anybody. But I'm saying that anybody and the platform they have, they need to know how to take advantage of all those platforms. They need to also understand that the platform that they are on will certain level of power. So you, the artist, as a musician, need to know that all your social media handles and your social media platforms are numbers. So near maybe what YouTube may say on Conquer and Twitter. Because we only give you that traction without money. But on YouTube, you release the video or you do a live video that you make money. On Facebook, there are money that you make on this and this and that on that. Then you clear it. Now, when you also release a music as a D song or whatever, it also makes you some streams. People go and listen. When they finish listening to Rose or another music, or maybe echo because of one concern music. But at the end of the day, what your album be, what your be, what your videos be, what and you have that corner. So you need it time by time. But others too also, it doesn't really work for them. And a lot of things a lot of people need to also get. Shatta Wale brand is a street. The street gentleman doesn't say, "Mini we are car can't you? Oh, whom you are now trim na matrim debi." A street ya buye who ne obi ahu. The owa hondi. Next time you buy only say me wa hondi chen. But street too more being punch na ga say oh onyame say me dani me mafu ba konti bo. But obi a ne brand a corporate say kwade no. But punchy ni yama onya corporate level be a hwe wine na wa hwe wine na fake am out. And now you see you invite you because we remember my name on kaye hu. Do you get that kind of thing? That's how they also discipline people in that terrain. Yeah, maybe be a you say you recommend you say I recommend you. Yeah, come be a but street there nya nisa. O ye me na ma ye oni ani na ye ko. Ochina kwa e betumi abokofia ayede atafi. It shouldn't shock people that tomorrow Shatta Wale is either doing a music video or he's doing a tour and he'll be at Tola Market's platform. Yeah. He doesn't take things like that. That's true. And that's true. The way of life.
Well, that is very beautiful. So once again, I know there are some people who also might feel disappointed over Shatta Wale's reaction. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Wow, pam, pam. Now let's move on to our very last story that ran away from here. Today looks like you're on time. The last one is about Kwame Dazi's Twitter Spaces on Joy FM. And as of yesterday, though they are still discussing sponsorship, looks like the sponsorship thing there, it is still going to be a mirage because our industry, we are still struggling with sponsorship. That is why some major programs have not been held because of lack of sponsorship. As of yesterday, one topic that came up on board for discussion on their topic was whether negativity has been destroying some events, some sponsorship has been affecting it. And one topic that they asked was that, does negativity or negative reports affect sponsorship and affect individuals within our media or entertainment space? Let's listen to a portion of the conversation. And when I come back, I also use the experiences of my people here, ask them the same thing. When it comes to negativity around our reportage and our activities, do they really have a toll on our activities as showbiz people? Let's listen to this. When I come back, my panel members do justice to it. Then we run away from here.
Nana Alkesi, and I wish I had actually gotten him on this particular call because he's worked in Nana Alkesi, and I wish I had actually gotten him on this particular call because he's worked in marketing from 2 banks and done talent management. He's done shows. He wrote an article about Shatta saying that Shatta's positioning is role branding. It's not every person that can associate and sleep well at night. But the smart brands that know what to do can actually leverage off Shatta and get the exact things. And that is also why at a point in time, it was probably the most signed person in the marketplace. It was doing something for the brands that needed to. It did not necessarily or inversely say that, oh, as soon as you associate with it, this is what you mean. It doesn't work like that. It's not direct transference. You can infer certain things, right? You can infer, and again, show me your friend, I'll show you your character. Is that what they say? But it also doesn't mean that when I'm friends with that friend, that is also my character. You can be 1,000,000% wrong. Because if we're all supposed to be if we're supposed to be a certain character, then more associate across board. So I can understand that from a cursory look. Oh, negative publicity will sound like this, and I know you are going to go into media, and then people will bash. The media is the media is the problem.
Rudy, so does it mean that the public may have their perception of what is bad publicity, but maybe the company involved would also be looking at the gains from what is being considered as negative,
Good.
right?
Thank you, and I love the fact that you said this, that it's come down to the same value conversation. The gains, right? If you do your analysis and you realize that this gains may not be good for you, it is a free country, it's an open country. You are actually welcome to actually walk away from it. But it doesn't say that because your opinion says that this is bad publicity, you cannot associate. I think it's a failure of taking advantage of a creative challenge and turning it into something positive, because it is done. There are brands that have turned themselves into commentary brands that actually take pop culture and extend themselves with pop culture. They do so creatively. It's just, it is harder, and I might say that it is harder. But being in there with a talent, let's cite an example. So Snoop has made public. Snoop will smoke on everything, and there's always something in a leaf. It's not cigarettes, right? And we cannot infer Snoop smokes Indo weed. He said it 100 million times. When a Snoop concert comes to town and you are a sponsor of Snoop's concert, it does not mean that you support weed smoking. And if that is the reason that the marketer is giving for them.
All right, so that was Rudy Kwachi, who was also speaking on the spaces put together by Joy Entertainment. Kwame Dazi was the host. Do negative reports affect our industry, individuals, events? That is the question. And we can use this as a case study, including what we also know with our experience in the space. Abbas, let's talk. We are closing.
Sammy, in this space, there's nothing like negative.
Are you sure?
Yeah, very sure. There's nothing like negative.
Continue.
It's how you are. Is where you are seated and you are watching it from. That's what determines your negative or your positive. Because there are negatives that I can turn to positive. There are people that are more handsome than I am, and I can tell clearly. The women I can get with my ugliness, they can't get with my handsomeness.
Tell them. That's crazy.
That's I mean, there are people who are richer than me, but they eat 1 meal a day. There are people that are poorer than me. They eat 3 square meals in this same country. There are people who are rich. They can't save in banks. I'm not rich. I can save in bank. That's I mean. There are people in this country. They can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
They didn't do any ritual money or anything, but they can't sleep at night. But some people are sleeping outside without getting anything. No,
they are snoring.
Nothing.
And snoring. even in the midst of mosquitoes and all that.
They are sleeping. But you do mistake and go and tap outside. They take somebody watch man. Right? Security pan or security badge. Or in a bank or that crouch bank manager TV.
That's true.
So, brother, I mean, for example, let me pick a brand like Storm. Storm have stick with Shatta Wale through thick and thin. Through the time Shatta Wale even went to jail, they were still with him. Why? Because their brand positioning and what the Storm stands for and what the Storm is selling,
what they are looking for,
is what they are looking for. So why can you bring you are a seller of Maserati or Bugatti, then because Shatta Wale is popular, then you give the car to Shatta Wale to market for you. Yeah, who taught you marketing and branding? I'm doing a show, a club show. Kevin Boy is my first person I call. I don't care whether I smoke weed constantly.
He's the guy you are looking for.
He's the guy I'm looking for. and I'm going to market him. Even that video crying, I'm going to be trouble. I'm going to who's sir.
Lasu.
Do you get it? And they're going to come to my event. But for somebody, it's negative. But for me, it's positive. So depending on where you are seated, imagine I am a brand ambassador of a tissue company or some things. I just want to dash them some free idea. But there are certain brands that I'm going to associate with. Because I'm going to get brand visibility always. And one of the things that brands that a lot of people consider to be negative, that they do to a lot of brands they don't know, is that it's brand loyalty. They keep on re-engaging that brand. But those who think they are clean, always they are watching their left from their right. Omu classroom so omu benya bibi e betumi abre omu numbers. Omu classroom omu benya bibi e betumi abre usu numbers. So they are very particular about their things and the kind of things they are doing. I can tell you, if a brand associate themselves with the likes of Shatta, Wale, Kelvin Boy and others than other people like some bank brand, they will have more customers than these brands they are supporting them right now. If some brands sponsor some events in these countries, they will make more money than some other brands or events that they are supporting. You let's put it together. VGMAs. The same night of VGMA, Shatta filling the stadium. Yenye is 19. Yenka se nkoform be cost event menini na obi anto credit. No limit on amount. Obi anto bi. Shatta Wale for beto 1 cedi. We move beto 100 cedis. Yen hwese na ebe across the country obi anto. Na hwe se Vodafone the data ni ba beto a one and the best scam more than the other. And sponsors need to start looking just beyond the money they want to make out of us. There are some CSR responsibility that they need to bring into our space. And that is why we are all shouting. If we are not careful, they will be telling us negativity, but they are running away from the things. So we are not the people that are supposed to run that commercial or the commentary for them, that we are doing this and we are doing that. What about the shows that are clean? The 3 Music Awards is not able to come this year because we know all over the years they've been struggling for money. And yes, I'm new ideas, you know. I'm ideas. No, I'm crashing VGM. And I said they are beautiful. But beautiful, no one ever sustain them. Scabe sustain them. Is MTN who is going to sponsor them? Is it the same Vodafone who is going to sponsor them? And Atigua or Breha or no networking yet or no best sponsor. Which other brand will hold them down? The kind of money they need to push that event, who is going to put it in? And we shouldn't run down. One of the things I find very difficult lately with all of us in the creative art, we easily run down ourselves. We easily run down. And we also go targeting sponsors which we are not supposed to be even focusing on. You look at your charges. You look at partnership. How are we looking at partnering with these people so that our industry can make certain gains? And how are we using their platform? Now, a lot of award platform are almost taxi just for. So why will a telecom say want to sponsor you? Well, no be man for na testi enyeska or no be so will you sponsor a music concert? No. In a year, no more over 200 award scheme. Or dini na boom onyaska and artists no crab fasu industry for ni na be fasu. So then crown up mobile marketing is free or no super science scholars. Will they want to bring their money to you? They go to festival, they pay some peanut to the custodians, they pay area people, they stand, they do their thing. The artists will come to that village, come to that time and perform and goes cost free. So why would they come and put their money into a concert? Say, okay, I'm for 1 million. And go VG 3 music hours. It says the okra property no manager no okra then or share event no share other event or throughout the year. And as 1 million, or bet me a check ram and be aka. Will you come to your place? And the focus now is also sales. Okay, we even know we see on fast can be shame. Sky no on your free. Brand equity ben on your free. Intermediate 1 million be share one show. Oh, you know what 3 Music TV. Oh, you know what TV back menu. na me crasa 1 million, me be call social media, me be a TV, me be a billboard. Why should I come and give you that money? Is it about the negativity? No matter how positive your artists are, all the artists here, Ghana artists are negative and you. Why should I bring that money? Because that's how they think from the back end. And how would that help them? So if we don't help ourselves and bring certain leverage, bring certain standard into our things, but we continue to give free sponsorship platform to them, give them free sales platform. Right now, to me, look, MTN can bring 1 million for 3 years or 4 years, or 1 million, or the best gather influencers on one Ghana any. Adia wo di be man e dey no sign influencers no kwa di be man more ebi mu kwa be free because MTN na nko feel omo feel say omo kra no omo ni brand kese na e brand ambassador CCA. Is that what we need, or is that what a lot of people are terming negative, or what are they terming negative, and what are we focused on in terms of the sponsorship we are looking for? And are we doing chemisika, or we are calling the sponsorship partner with me and benefits? Because some people, they bring sponsorship, and if you are part of certain company, so marketing manager, no kind of PR person, or what's our company, or to me for us a kind sponsorship about quarter women. Why are we industry person? How kind of to me say profu keke ni panaiden. Atro. I'm sorry to say, but I've seen some big platform. Omudi adeniba profu pana me kind. Sorry to say, yes, be nisu. Numbers be nisu. Value be nisu. Eyo almost say omu
grammar
na eyo almost omu yewu omu the value ba nti na enipa na bisa me say okay value be o person onye but value be because of all the bosses in your
how to say
na me ankasa na matina se na ma say anka omu kan ne se anka omu kan se nti oni omu nkobo nkomo ye ni omu boss ankomo no you know our industry obi pan ya kɔ ni hoba enipa ni di me share echi eno ni enipa ni bo nkomo just for me to be able to contribute industry wise. And you see, Miss Wana me did kakra me to me try and throw on yamabi. Because anybody says can ko shewa na oluzua na nejuma bona. In fact, Miss Menya me kakra waedi. Na brother some here beside say, how do you make money? Who your event? Who say, you know the way our industry structure. Media will take some of the tickets. Industry people will take some of the artists will come with his crew. No, say okay, how many tickets will be left for us to sell, and how can we do time? On one. What 100 younger say 100 tickets in everybody but 70 into 20 in your time on
also so the never time.
So what's the value of it?
So it is not any negativity that is killing anything but our own ways of doing things. That is what Abbas wants to say in summary. Nana, close the show for us.
Yes,
and let's run away from here.
Can negativity affect sponsorship? Yes, to some extent. But not entirely. Because, for instance, any corporate company that has a certain mission statement that they want to stand by, if you go contrary to their mission statement, it doesn't matter the proposals you write to them, they will not mind you. Unless, of course, whatever thing that you are doing falls within
whatever they are doing,
their mission statement. I have had that encounter with a company before, where what we wanted to do, they will ask you direct questions. Nana, have you read our mission statement? Do you know this is the path that we are going? That this is what we want to do. This is what we want to achieve in the next 5-10 years. And this thing that you are doing doesn't fall in line with what you are doing. So how can we come on board and then do this? And our mission statement is public, so we don't want to make fun of ourselves where people will see that okay, we are partners of this, but this is what our mission statement says. So they will not.
Done deal is off.
Come. And then there are other ones that maybe based on how reports will go around after the event, they will also decide that they don't want to, especially when it's reports of stampede and other, accidents at event places. When we were doing Shea concerts, a message came to me directly that the crowd that we have at West Hills Mall, at the point when people would, the crowd were overexcited and they were pushing. You know how sometimes they behave.
Yeah. At the front, I saw it.
That, we should pause the show. We should hold on, because if anything should happen to the crowd, in fact, certain decisions will be taken and it's going to go against us.
Message came from where?
A move.
Where it has to come from.
A move.
So, I mean, if you are experienced with some of these things, you understand how some of this negativity affects certain people. In fact, there are some companies that they can sponsor your shows today, and then based on the reports that you have in the media space and discussions that goes on, your following edition they will tell you they want to back out, because apart from them having the value that Abbas is talking about, they also want to associate with clean brands, like brands that they are like bedmates to their brand.
The PR is solid.
You understand? So they don't just want to. There are companies that don't just want to associate with any brand. You can have the numbers, but they don't care. And then there are other ones that all they want is your numbers, how influential you are, and what numbers you have also, especially in our current time.
Any other thing around it too, they also don't care.
They also don't care. They also don't care. They will go all out and give you whatever money you are looking for, so far as you are going to give them that value or that numbers. They are going to see that, okay, yes, we were able to gather over 50,000 people, and they have patronized, or we've been able to create awareness about our products and all of that. It's a done deal for them. Whatever the media discuss, whatever negativity you want to report in what newspaper and what it's their back case. They will be making plans for the next edition. So yes, to some extent, negativity there. It depends on which company you are dealing with. That is the first thing we should look at. If you want to deal with Pepsi, or if you want to deal with Coca-Cola, you should know how to get them, how they play their game. You should study them and then know that, okay, if I play the game this way, it will not work. But if I play it that way, it will work for me. It's as simple as that. Because the reason why we have few companies sponsoring our events and what we do in our space is this thing that I'm saying. Sometimes the events that we plan don't even fall within some of their mission statements. It doesn't, like, it's that there are companies.
It's away from what they want to achieve as a company.
Exactly, and there are companies. You shouldn't forget that there are companies that before you write proposals to them, from January to December,
they've already planned.
They know the budgets they want to spend on creating awareness for their products. So if you go there and like you don't fall within their plan, or you are just quoting money because you think you are
500,000, $1 million.
You know, people write proposals just quoting money. They don't take into consideration that, okay, we have, let's say, a marketer that understand that, okay, Pepsi or Coca-Cola yearly
budget
uses this budget, so their budget range should start from this to that. So if you take proposals to them and then they look at your gold, your silver, your bronze, your whatever, it's like it is ridiculous, figures. They will not mind you.
$500 in India.
And they will know that one product has got nothing to do with negativity. It's your bad proposal that will refuse you what money you need to get from these companies. So yes, it will affect you, but it depends on who you are dealing with.
Okay, so who you are dealing with, that's the magic, and this is where we are wrapping it all up here on Showbiz Daily. That is the Thursday's edition with a three-man squad, Abbas Muiz as well as Nana Reagan. And I believe you have also benefited from the information, education, and the flow as well as the delivery. Why don't you share your opinion with us as well in the comment section? Share the link with us, like our video, and above all, if you have not subscribed to us, please do so now, because this is the home of quality showbiz content. It's Sammy Flex TV, Showbiz Daily. My name is Sammy Flex. Special thanks to Digital Rasta Currency on camera, to Richie Flex. He is the editor and director of the show. Until we meet again, more shows, more content here on Sammy Flex TV. We are out of here. Bye-bye.